Welcome to Space Chase, a Spelljammers campaign. This is an arcane punk meets high fantasy story as a group of misfits attempt to navigate the stars as well as dimensions, all while things in the greater D&D multiverse are coming down on their heads. Things have gone from bad to worse for Squad 6. After discovering an autognome severely damaged aboard their commandeered ship, our misfits soon discovered a secret danger lurking within. Fighting off dangerous clockwork creatures aiming to capture the ship, the group prepared and hoped for an easy voyage. This didn't last long. Soon, elemental monsters invaded the ship and attempted to destroy everything aboard. Defeating the monsters, Squad 6 soon discovered not only were half their supplies destroyed, but Petty Officer Ryback fell to the monsters. Reporting back to the Academy, the squad received orders to wait for backup. Where did these elemental monsters come from, and what else awaits our group? Well, let's find out. So Tall, you got to go stop the ship from moving.
Okay, I go to pump the brakes, engaging reverse thrusters, shield integrity full, no warp breaches.
Wrong game.
Huh? What? Let me have my fun. Me and my brothers played this at home.
I'm gonna
What was that character? Damn it,
I'm gonna
Kevin.
use the deflector dish to create a tachyon pulse.
Everybody does that.
This is my first time. Just let me have this.
Just let me have this.
All right, so stopping the ship.
With the ship stopped, are the fires put out?
Fire is put out.
Fires
Is
put
there
out.
anything else you want to do?
I will look at my team. I will make the recommendation since I am not. We never voted to have a second in command, so technically I'm not in charge. I will recommend, hey, we need to secure this as our base of operations, ensure supplies are accounted for from what was damaged, and ensure any useful items are accounted for.
I'll put the pistol back and just bundle all of his belongings together.
Okay.
Roll him up in a blanket and leave him with the body.
And I'll look at Agamas, goddamn, and say, I appreciate the sentiment, but if you need weapons, the sentiment can wait.
I suppose I should go ahead. So I'll unwrap the 3 weapons, strap them on.
All right, so if you guys are calling it as what you're doing, I just had to make sure. All of you advance to 4th level. The next following day, the flighting foundling shows up with Bosan Tarto. Sereth comes in with her, and they also bring a bunch of supplies to resupply you guys. Tarto wants to see Rybeck's body.
I'll take her there.
You're going to take her there?
Yeah.
She quickly looks over and sees you, and she's like, those are Rybeck's weapons, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I appropriated them because I thought they might be useful.
She
I will
looks at
return
you.
them if that's necessary.
She looks at you as like, the Gif hold firearms very sacred. It would be improper if at least one of them is not with him when he is buried.
I see. And then I'll return the rifle, the musket.
She thanks you for it and puts it in his hands and covers him up. Pats you on the back. Do we know anything about what happened?
No, ma'am. The
Pena
witness just described it.
walks in or walks
an
up.
explosion, and then the elementals were fighting the petty officer. Val and I attempted to retrieve him while Tal and Pena fought the elementals, and then we were able to join.
She's a bit taken aback. She's like, okay, I'll be taking over this mission. So
Well, we had no indication that the elementals were even on board, ma'am. We fought 3 insectoid constructs of some kind, and that has been the only thing we've seen so far other than the autognome graveyard.
Interesting. Let's rejoin the rest of the crew. And as you guys rejoin everyone, Myken quickly steps up and goes, ma'am, may I speak with you in private? She looks at you, Agamas and Pena, and just signals to go over to the other side of the room with the rest of the crew. And everyone give me a perception check.
Oh, snap. 20.
I'm on a spaceship.
I'm right next to you on that spaceship. 9.
I rolled a 3.
You're the wisdom-based class. How are you doing so bad with perception checks?
I got an 8.
I literally have a 5 in perception, and I don't know why. Every time I roll my perception check, it's like
Okay, so while everyone else is just kind of gathered around, Tall, you are able to see the conversation going on. You can't hear it, but you do see some things. Myken takes a bag out and quickly hands it to Tardo, who looks inside and is very confused. And she looks very angry, and you can't tell, but she's showing it to Myken and just asking something. And Myken just starts talking. Give me an insight check, Tall.
I do have skill and insight. All right, I got a 17.
Myken is shaking, and he looks like wants to cry. Like, you've seen him over the past few months. You remember seeing him the first day because he made a fool of himself on the obstacle course. Didn't even finish it. But ever since then, he's become more confident, and he was actually considered one of the top of the spellcasting cadets. You all of a sudden realize he's been acting kind of funny this whole vessel since yesterday. A little bit distant. And now he looks like he wants to die. And it almost looks like he's ready for Tarto to just shoot him. And she just puts her hand on his shoulder and just kind of guides him back. Squad 5 is being recalled. It will just be Squad 6, Tall, me, as well as Sereth. The auto-gnome there will also be taken back to Mr. Blip to see if we can't get him further repaired. And she quickly pulls Sereth aside, as well as one of the hands from the other ship, and says something. And quickly, Squad 5 is taken aback, board the Flightling Founding. Sereth then looks at you, Tall, and says, I'll be taking over as Spelljammer. So don't worry about those duties. And you guys are quickly off. And it's going to be a few days before you guys make it anywhere. And before then, Bosun Tardo gathers you all together. Did anyone see anything before coming aboard the Tyrant ship? Did anyone approach any of you? Hand you anything?
No, ma'am.
No,
Nope.
ma'am.
Did anyone talk to Myken at all during this trip?
Not me.
Negative.
All of you, give me
Yep.
an intelligence check.
9.
19.
A nat 20 for a 22.
13.
Okay. Tall is the only one who doesn't really think about this. Just like, yeah, no, he didn't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
All of you remember Myken was very off. He didn't even talk to really his squad. And Pena, you and him have kind of a complicated relationship due to the first day. But all of you have seen he's become a very confident person. He's friends with his squad. He was kind of avoiding his squad the whole time and seemed like he wasn't here, but he was. So yeah, he was acting funny, but you don't know what the hell was going on.
He was possessed by demons.
So none of you saw anything before the fire other than the creatures that were on board the ship.
Nope.
He seemed to be
We were
keeping to
we
himself.
were recalled back to the main area, and as soon as we came on, we saw fire, the creatures, and Chief on the ground.
Come to think of it, Myken's the one that called us.
Correct.
He came and got us.
And all he said was that it was on fire. He didn't mention anything of creatures being sighted.
Interesting. She takes a second, looks like she's thinking something, and then looks at all of you. Cadet Myken has confessed to the murder of Petty Officer Rybeck. Evidently, a week ago, while he was doing duties on the Skydock, one of the spelljamming officers approached him and asked to speak with him. He then gave Myken a large sum of money, 50 platinum coins, on the promise that he would receive more if he does them a favor when the time comes. According to Myken, before he got on the Flightling Founding to come up here, the same officer approached him again and handed him a second bag along with several objects. After we took off, I decided to look at some place where Myken mentioned, and she takes out 2 discs, and Pena, Agamas, and Val, you recognize these discs. They look like the disc that was inside the wall of the simulation deck that went haywire. According to Myken, he was told these would cause chaos, and only chaos. He did not examine them because, yet again, he was given a bag of possibly 50 platinum coins. Now, all of you know platinum is highly valuable. Metagame-wise, 1 coin equals 10 gold. So he was given over 1,000 gold pieces to simply plant something. She goes, he came to me very guilty, and I believe he was fully waiting for me to execute him right then and there. I'm not going to go into detail, but something's been happening. A lot of cadets who, frankly, should not have been washing out up and left around the exact same time strange accidents were happening. I have had a inkling for a while, and now we have a witness. I don't know if any of you have also spoken with a strange crew member. I am merely telling you this because I want to see how you react. Just frankly, none of you seem to be the deceptive type. Maybe a type to hide something. And she kind of glances over at you, Pena, but not deceptive. So I'm going to trust you. But understand this. There are now 2 sending stones on this ship. One will be used on a daily basis to inform the Academy of our progress, and more importantly, to be informed of what is happening, because I want to know if anything else happens while I'm gone. If I so much as feel like any of you might be hiding something, we're going to have a very, very long talk. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Pena just does an eyebrow raise.
Yes.
Would this be a bad time to admit that I've been taking extra donuts from the commissary?
Pena now just rolls and massages his eyes in frustration with the team that he has been given.
She looks at you and is like, no, that is okay to mention.
I don't know what it is
was
about you,
complaining about people taking food, but
you humans and your baking, but these donuts with the jelly are just delicious.
They are. Do not look at the snack bag.
Trapped on a hostile ship with 2 foodies.
2
Great.
foodies and a pyromaniac.
Yes.
I just like jelly donuts.
Might as well just hop on my sword.
I just like watching things explode.
If you're going to sully that sword, I'll just take it back.
I must admit I do find humans delicious. Not that I take a bite.
Well, as of
Have
right now,
I-
there's only 2 humans on the vessel.
I've sampled elf flesh. It was just a foot. It wasn't, it was in a stew.
It's just a foot in a stew.
You eat 1 foot, you're a cannibal for life.
She tells you guys that the spelljamming helm has been moved to the cargo deck. Or no, not the cargo hold, sorry. The command deck. And everyone will be staying on that deck together, as the holodeck is now going to be used for not only viewing, but also for hanging something off the side of the ship for bathrooms. That, and you kind of have a feeling she just wants to watch all of you to make sure you're not up to something.
Ooh,
Oh,
she
we
wants
go
to
to the
watch us go to the bathroom. Yeah.
She does not want to watch you go to the bathroom. There's no viewing ports from the command deck. But she wants to make sure that none of you are alone unless you're taking a leave. So it's going to take you guys a few days. Before we get to that part, does anyone want to do or say anything to either the group or Tarto?
I kind of liked Rybeck. Don't mean to be put offish as I am, but I find all of you inferior except the lizard man.
Pena just
He's got scales.
shakes his head.
He's got scales. Look, he's got scales.
If we're making confessions, I will just say that I will not eat any of you unless I absolutely have to.
Exactly.
If there is no other food,
And the sauces I have in my bag are just coincidence.
I feel like
Why?
I'm in that damn South Park episode where they're trapped in the freaking theater for like a day and they eat like entire stuff. Like, you guys can't hold off for 5 seconds before you start starving to death.
Yeah, I remember. It was like an hour and they started eating
Yes.
people.
I'm
yeah,
starving already.
so hungry.
Are you guys diabetic?
You guys just ate that. You're hungry again? Yeah. You guys diabetic? Yeah, that was great. I don't know what Towel is talking about sauces.
Oh, there's a savory barbecue with a nice mustard ting to it.
I'm going to look to Val and ask her if there's ways that she can improve my muskets to improve accuracy or any kind of stats.
That's a great idea.
Yes, I'm going to get away from the hungry lizards.
Yeah, talk
And
to the
try
one
and-
person who can't eat.
Yeah, talk to the person that can't eat. Hopefully I can keep her mind on target and just ask what she can do to improve my weapons.
Stay on target.
Yes.
So, Val, I'll say this because of the special project you've been working on. You know you can improve the musket.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you don't have anything with you right now.
Okay.
Once you get back to Spelljamming HQ, you can actually probably even show him your special project you've been working on.
Okie dokie.
All right, so if that's
Good news
what
is better than no news.
if anyone else doesn't want to say anything, we can move on to a few days. You arrive at Hitkatha, and you were expecting a planetoid. It ain't no planetoid. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. It is, in fact, a giant mountain in space surrounded by water. Let me find the description of this because this thing is huge. Here it is. Oh, God, yeah. The mountain is 200 miles across at its base, and it's over 1,000 feet high. And Tarto welcomes you to Beholderkin territory. And as you guys are slowly approaching, she brings out two things, a bag of holding and a sending stone. I need one of you to handle these. Who will be in charge of this mission?
With all due respect to Tal, I think the responsible person here would probably be Pena, ma'am.
I am responsible. I just wanted to ask, would I be allowed to put snacks in the bag of holding?
Pena cuts him off, reaches out, and says, "I'll take it."
Yes.
I see how things go here.
There's a few
Yes.
things for Tarto to unpack with that.
Let the hate flow through you.
She looks at you, Tall, and goes, "No, the only thing that goes in this bag is the meteorite. It should have crashed a few days ago, so you guys should be able to find it and get it in this bag." And as Pena, you take it, she looks at you. It's like, well, good as test of any for you.
He just grunts.
Don't worry, we've got your back.
As long as you don't try and take my ribs for snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you're dead and there's no other food.
Eating you is honoring you. You know that, right? After you're dead. So
Maybe for his kind, but
I
eating
just
you
look
is just something we do.
I look at the bosun like, is there anything else, ma'am?
She looks at you. She's like, I was about to reprimand you for the grunt, but at least you're understanding the chain of command. Not something you were good at the first day, so.
I think you'll find that Pena is a natural leader, ma'am. He's kept our squad together, and we've made it through the trials unscathed.
She looks at you and then looks back at Pena and like, I'm going to admit, the fit report that I got on the meeting of Pena did not bode well, and I will say he's grown.
Also, he's not me, because I didn't want to be in charge.
Yeah.
No. I know how I am, and then you know who over there.
Yeah. She comes in close to you, Pena, and just whispers, I'm only going to say this once. I know a broken person when I see it. Whatever the hell it is that made you this way, move on. Because I'll tell you this, if you hadn't improved, I was probably going to shoot you.
Pena just stares at her, doesn't acknowledge, doesn't do anything, just stares. Is that all, ma'am?
She kind of gives a grin. It's like, you're not the first person to show up here smelling and looking like a pig because they couldn't handle something that happened.
Good night, Pena. Great job today. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. Sleep well.
Sounds like most of my leadership.
Yeah. She just kind of gives you a gentle punch on the arm and goes, all right, move out, squad. Get that meteorite and get back here. If anything, report on the sending stone if you need any help. So you guys get to rappel off the side. They get as close to the mountain as possible above the water so you can get out. In fact, let's get some acrobatics checks from everyone because that damn ship has its own gravity field.
I got an 11.
Oh, not 20, thank God.
19.
What is it again?
A dex check. If you got acrobatics, you can take acrobatics.
I do have acrobatics. Hold on.
25, I'm good. Oh, it was 26 then.
19,
8.
I made it.
I got a 12. 13.
Val just flops off the ship.
A 6
So-
plus 7.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The gravity plane that you guys are on currently is a bit different from the gravity plane of the planetoid. So going from one to the other kind of doesn't work out too well. Val, you do fall as you're trying to adjust, but the others are handling it pretty well, to which Tarto goes, he could have just moved the ship so the gravity plane matches, but no, he had to leave it like this. So you guys are now on the planetoid, and it's pretty dim, not a lot of light, heading towards where you are told the meteorite should have collided. So as you guys are walking out, I need what we got here? Okay, I need a perception check from everyone.
Oh my God. 19 again.
Randy is
19.
losing it.
I rolled a
Perception?
2 for a 7.
You said
Yes,
perception.
perception.
We're on a rock in space.
6. I rolled another 3.
Val's a little concussed from the fall.
Or this is Val's natural state. You don't
I was
know.
trying to roll my metal dice and they're not being nice to me. Jeezy criminy.
Yep. My metal dice are doing fantastic.
I'm on a big rock.
I
Alright.
got a 19, so.
Val has a headache.
Yep. They gave me these metal dice and this
Hey,
dice tray for being in
there's-
that program.
There's other people on this big rock, too.
Yeah, you haven't seen anyone yet. You do hear some birds. You know, within the mountain, though, is basically a city. But Tall and Pena, I gotta say this right, or else it sounds like something else.
Yeah.
Someone feels that you might have done that on purpose. As Trinity is like, yeah, me.
Aw.
All right, but you two notice a huge crater.
Mhm.
It's about 15 feet wide, and it's about 20 feet up the mountain. So you can
Well,
quickly get to it.
Will we be putting our tall Pena in the crater? The huge crater?
Just so you know,
Don't get
Pena,
me in trouble. I'm just saying this right now.
I
This is
chose
going
the
on my
name.
YouTube. Don't get me in trouble.
I chose the name Pena because in Spanish it means grief.
Yeah.
Not Peener.
Pena. Pena.
All right, so you guys gonna check out the crater?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so there is no meteorite in it, but I need everyone to give me a survival check.
Of course you do.
What's survival based on wisdom?
Wisdom.
8.
27.
7 plus 1, 8.
I rolled a nat 20 for that one. Apparently, I'm just going to do that. A 2, a 20, a 2, a 19.
Dude, rolled a 1.
So the most wisdom-based character I have noticed, you never fail a survival check, Agamas.
Oh, man.
But you will fail a perception check if it means your life is in danger.
Yep.
All right, Agamas, you automatically notice it. Something big walked into the crater and then walked out. It walked up to where there is a huge indent, and then looks like it, with that 20, you know, this thing stood over it and then picked it up.
Well, it seems that something picked this meteor up and went that way with it.
Well, then we will go retrieve it.
I should tell you that judging by the size of the footprints in the gate, this thing is probably about 10 feet tall.
Well, Pena, lead on.
Pena just looks over his shoulders, like, have your weapons at the ready. And we go towards it. Because Pena is going to assume that whatever this creature is that Agamas was able to understand took our booty with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm also going to say this as I'm happy this is a audio-only podcast, because when I saw Mr. Blunt's face as Tall goes, lead on, after hearing 10 foot Tall, I'm like, I can just see Tall just like, and you go first.
I'll be in the rear with the gear.
Mm.
All right, so Agamas, you can track this thing pretty easily. And you track it to a cave with a 15-foot wide passage into the mountain. And it is dark in there. None of you have dark vision. So what do you want to do?
Light!
Well-
Before I could even suggest the idea to Thal, like, can you subtly give us some light? No, he just goes right into it.
Light!
Of course, with hand gestures.
With extra pizzazz.
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
So going in, as you're going through this, as you get further in, you start hearing voices. And it sounds like yelling at each other. 2 sets of them. And you're getting closer to what is causing it.
I'm going to recommend to Thal, like, hey, kill the light so we can sneak up on what this is.
All right. So
I'll draw
as
one of my
you-
cutlasses, the pistol, and I'll stealth my way forward.
Okay, doing a stealth check.
Let's see.
Give me a stealth check then.
All right.
16 plus 7, 23.
Okay, so heading closer in, you notice a couple different things. The first thing you see is sitting on a shelf high up is a large ogre-like creature with a single eye, and it's watching something. Below it, you see 2 strange floating creatures surrounded by smaller floating creatures. And you recognize all of these floating creatures as beholderkin, but you don't think they're beholders. The 2 that are arguing with each other are smaller than what you're assuming a beholder is because of the shafts you saw in the ship. And these only have 4 eye stalks. The other creatures are about the size of a human head. And yet again, they have 1 eye in the center, and they have a bunch of smaller eyes. But they're just kind of watching these 2 bigger people, or biggish people, because they're medium-sized, argue with one another. And I'm going to say this, they don't notice you so far, Agamas. But you can't tell what they're saying to one another. They're using a form of language that you've never heard before. It's pretty guttural and angry sounding, but yeah, they're arguing with each other. It's pretty simple to tell.
It's obviously German.
Hmm.
That's why I
The-
said
the
it. I'm
language
like,
of
I
love.
know he's going to make a German language joke. Roll me an intelligence check, Agamas. There is some light here. It's pretty dim. Give me at disadvantage, I should say.
Oh, disadvantage.
Yeah, it's pretty dim in here.
I got a 12.
You know these are beholderkin. These are lesser beholderkin. You think they're like something like spectator or watcher or something like that? Like you're not sure what they're called, but they're beholderkin. And then that's when you see it. Between them is a very large rock that has metal sticking out of it. And I should specify pure black metal. You think you found the meteorite.
How good are you at stealth, Pena?
I can hold my own. What are you recommending, Thal?
It's Tau,
Apologies.
and I can enhance your stealth with invisibility.
I'm the only one that went forward, right?
Yeah, you're the only one who went forward.
I'll head back and explain. So there's a 1-eyed ogre and 2 small beholders surrounded by even littler beholders, but they got the rock in between them.
Well, I can't just run in there, even if I have invisibility cloaked upon me, and just walk off because a floating boulder might be noticeable.
Not in a bag of holding.
But if it disappears all of a sudden,
Then it's invisible, isn't it?
Well,
You don't
Perhaps-
seem to understand the concept.
clearly.
perhaps I can cause a distraction?
I was going to suggest if we could cause a distraction, and Val, this might be a great time for you and Agamas to make some explosion sounds. Yes, I will go in via stealth, secure the stone, and then we can get out of here, hopefully with little to no enemy contact.
Okay.
Well,
No.
if you
Not
want to
if
give me the
you're not-
explosives, I'll sneak them in.
Val, you do not have any explosives on you.
I do.
You were specifically told you are not
Oh,
allowed
right.
taking anything explosive out of the
Uh,
workshop.
Yeah, she was told that.
Oh, Lord.
See, you don't seem to understand a certain concept either.
All right, then can we just have it then that Agnes, can you cause some kind of like a flame explosion or some kind of magical explosion or sound? Val, you go in as backup and smash anyone with that hammer of yours
Okay.
if they get too close to Agnes.
I can do that.
Agnes, any issues with this plan?
Well, I suppose not.
You want the invisibility.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So what I'm going to need is Agamas and Val, How big is this chamber again that we're in?
You are in a pretty damn big chamber.
Okay.
Let me. Oh yeah, it's pretty big. Let's see. It's not telling me. I'm only seeing a thing here on how big it is, like the actual blueprint for it. And coming where you guys are, you are almost 100 feet away from it.
Okay. I'll direct Agamas and Val to go to the farthest end that has some kind of cover or something where they can hide behind like some rocks to cause their distraction. Tall, if you could please cast your invisibility upon me, I will run as soon as the explosion goes off.
So after the explosion, before the explosion.
Is there duration on this spell of yours?
I have to concentrate on it. I can keep it upon you for 1 hour.
How long does it take for you to concentrate?
Well, it just takes one action to cast it.
So
and then
with
I,
or without
and
thoughts
then,
of food?
huh?
Oh no.
Pardon?
You're not going to be thinking of snacks while you're doing this, right?
Well, I am now.
It should take Val and Agnes only a few moments to get over there. So I would say as soon as they run off to cast, please cast invisibility upon me, and I will move in as soon as they get into position and signal with the explosion.
Okay,
Okay.
Everyone tracking?
we can do that.
Okay, let's roll.
All right. So Val and Agamas, you're heading out.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you guys gonna do?
Val, you stay here by the entrance to cover the escape. I'm going to go further in.
Okay.
I got a 24 for my stealth roll.
Okay.
I'll get to someplace like you said that has cover.
As you're getting closer, all of a sudden they stop arguing and they're looking directly toward. They got 25 and 26 on their roll.
It's all good, man.
They look over towards you or towards your area. You're going to cover, right?
Yeah.
All right. So they just stopped arguing and they're just looking at the area near you. And they're now floating towards your area. Do you want to do anything before they come upon you?
I'm going to take a moment to aim the pistol, and then I'm going to shoot one of the spectators in the eye,
Okay.
right in the main eye.
So one of them doesn't know where you are. All of a sudden, inside your head, you just hear the words, "Hello, is anyone there?"
This is an Agnes head?
This is in Agamas' head.
Okay.
I will shoot it.
You will shoot?
Yep.
Okay, so you're coming out and shooting.
No, like I said, I'm going to, from cover, like, set the gun up on a rock, I'll aim,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to shoot it right. I want to try to shoot it right in the eye.
Okay. Roll for attack.
Yeah, I got a 14, and 7 is a 21.
All right, you hit.
I rolled a 6, and what happens
you rolled
now?
a 6?
Yeah.
Okay, you got burst fire then. You get to add another D6.
4, so that's
Okay.
10, plus my dex is 15.
So 15 total damage?
Yeah.
As you hit, it just screams out in pain. And you just hear inside your head, "Intruder! Intruder! Intruder!"
Then I touch Pena on his shoulder and whisper the Latin words "pater." And his hand, he sees himself go clear. And I sit down and I concentrate now.
So because of what's going on, we're going to go into initiative. Now, that being said, I'd like to remind you that if your purpose in this little charade is not to fight, you do not have to fight. They are first. Let's see. What do they got here? So you've been revealed. You are behind cover. But the problem is, these things, they don't actually use beam weaponry or anything like that. So what actually happens? I need a wisdom save from you.
17.
Okay. A light fires from one of them, and it makes eye contact with you. But you feel a little foggy for a second, and nothing happens. And I need another wisdom save from you, because the other one's also firing a beam at you.
23.
Okay. They tried to, both of them fired a confusion ray at you. So, Agamas, it is now your turn.
I am going to run away from the entrance to the caves, like the opposite direction for the next bit of cover, and shoot the same spectator.
Okay.
I hit a 25
That hits.
for 9.
Okay, 9 damage.
Actually, I will cast Ensnaring Strike on it, so it's got to make a strength save of 13.
Okay. Oh, wow. It doesn't make it. It has a negative to this.
Oh, okay. So it is now ensnared,
Uh-huh.
and it takes another point of damage from the thorns.
Okay. So thorns just explode out from your bullet and wrap it up. Pena, you're up.
Not knowing that he's actually fully engaged in fighting with the creatures, I'm still thinking it's a distraction. But Pena runs for the rock while stealth to quickly steal it.
Okay, so invisibility. So two things here. It's actually good you have invisibility on. Invisibility would give you advantage on stealth, but moving at full speed would actually give you disadvantage on stealth. So you're just making a straight out stealth roll now.
Okay. Be kind to me. Okay. 18, 23.
Okay, yeah, there you get to the rock pretty good. And it is pretty large, actually. And I would like to remind you, it is metal and stone. So would you like to try and pick it up?
Well, I'm not going to try and pick it up because I'm pretty sure I can't. I am going to take, I don't even know how to use a bag of holding. Do I just take it and
So a bag of holding is a bag with an extra dimensional space in it.
Yes.
And you can tell this thing can fit inside the opening. So if you want, you can flip it over and try to scoop it up. Because once it gets within a certain, depending on how you scoop it, it will just basically make it weightless.
Okay. I'm going to try and quickly scoop up the rock so that I can get out of there, get out of Dodge.
Uh-huh. Okay, for this, give me... let's call it a straight dex because of how you have to move to get the bag to start scooping it up.
Is that with my proficiency bonus in it, or is that just dex bonus only?
Is there any dex skill you have that you feel would work for this? Like maybe sleight of hand or...
I do have sleight of hand, yes.
Yes. So, yeah, I'll let you have sleight of hand.
Okay, so that would be 11, that would be 16.
Okay, that will scoop it up. So that is your action,
Yep.
And your movement to get up there. You still have your bonus actions.
Bonus action will be to hide.
Okay. Tal, you are up.
I am sitting in place, concentrating.
Just gonna keep going with that?
Just gonna keep going with that until he decides to do an attack, which becomes visible. Then what I'm doing is useless.
All right, Val, you are up. Agamas is now being chased by the spectators, though one of them is now entwined. I will also say this, the smaller ones have all run away. They're just basically little pets.
So he's being chased?
Yeah.
Can I still attack it while he's being chased?
Well, if you attack it, it's going to know you're there. But one has already taken a lot of damage, and it is paralyzed.
Okay, can I hit that one then?
Yes, you can.
Green flame blade. Or green flame warhammer. It's...
So you're running at it?
yeah.
Let me look at something real quick that could...
I already rolled, but I'll leave it.
No. I mean, oh, that's not it. I just want to make sure. So it is restrained. Okay. This is a condition, so it actually might benefit you. Yes, it does. You have advantage on the attack roll.
Alright, I'll roll another one. 20.
That hits.
10.
10 damage.
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, since you've run up, you can have Jack attack the restrained...
Okay.
Okay, so roll advantage again on the attack.
21.
That's a hit, but he only gets the proficiency bonus for damage.
3. I rolled a 1.
I'm laughing for another reason, but I'm not going to explain that reason. All right, it is the top of the turn. Okay, Tal, you're up first. Maintaining the spell?
Maintaining.
Okay, is that all you want to do?
Well, I have no idea where this guy is at until he gets here, so I'm just focusing and concentrating right now.
Okay. Val, you get to go.
Okay, I guess I'll do the same thing I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit 10. So I'll have Jack attack. Hopefully, nope. I rolled a 2 for him.
Oh boy. All right, Agamas, you're up.
The beholder that's entangled takes 6.
And he falls to the ground, dead.
And then I will shoot the other one. Dirty 20.
Okay.
And then I am going to do the entangle on him too.
Okay.
Damage, I did 8.
Okay, it fails the strength save.
Okay, so then it will take an additional 1.
It is their turn.
That's a pretty mean combination. I shouldn't be allowed to do that.
All right, Val, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
It tried to beam on you, and it fails. You start feeling a bit stiff, but then it just wears off. And that's all it can do. Pena.
Realizing that the plan has gone awry, because that's a lot more explosions than expected. How far is this all coming or going on from me about?
It's pretty close, within
Okay.
range of a lot of things.
Okay, so Pena will take his long musket out, aim at the nearest thing, and fire.
Okay.
And since I'm firing from hiding, that's 2 20s, right?
Yep. It does not know you're there.
Thank God. Because the best one's a 19 with dexterity bonus to 5, so 14 or 24.
That hits.
Okay.
I was like, is your dex bonus that bad that you're minusing now?
Yeah. And then 10 sided dice because it's the long musket.
Yes.
Get a 2.
Okay, plus your dex.
So 5. Or wait, 7.
Okay.
And then I throw down the 2 6s,
Yes.
2 and a 4.
Okay. Hey, Agamas, how long does that last, and do I get another save?
Yeah, they get a save every round. At the beginning of every round. Give me a second. And it's up to 1 minute. Concentration or up to 1 minute.
And if Pena notices, he's visible now.
Yes. Well, the spell has officially ended, and it is now their turn. And let's see. Now it sees 2 people. Pena, I need a Constitution saving. Actually, both of you give me a Constitution saving throw. You're just getting.
We're getting the business.
Yes.
I don't have any Constitution in my saving throw. Do I just do the regular +1?
Yes, just plus your normal.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Oh, no, just Val and Pena.
Oh, okay.
Only 2 of them can be fired at once.
5.
5.
5. Okay. Val, you are paralyzed now, and Pena, you just took 16 necrotic damage.
16, of course.
Ow, my pancreas.
And Pena, it is your turn.
Since I'm the gunner, I can quickly reload without
Mhm.
the thing. So I will take another shot. I'm not from hiding, though, because I didn't hide, so just 1 dice.
Yep, just 1 dice.
Oh, well, you're lucky this is a family show, because I'd be saying something explicit right now. So 5, 7.
That
Or-
mother Frencher.
Okay. Yep.
This mother French and dice betrayed me.
Yes.
You want to do anything else? You got a bonus action if you want to.
I will hide.
Okay. Just give me a stealth check, and Agamas, it is your turn.
I will shoot.
Okay.
6 on the stealth.
I got a 16 to hit it
16 hits.
for 7.
7 damage. Val, you're up.
I guess I'll try whacking it again.
I'm basically
Go
just
for it.
like running around the perimeter of the room right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. 16 plus 7.
That's a hit.
What do I add to this again?
Intelligence.
Why do I have +1 written down?
Oh, you've had to add +1 to the damage the whole time. You have
That's all
it's a
I
plus-
add to it?
Yes, you have +1 to attack and damage. It's a +1 weapon.
Plus the intelligence?
Yes.
Okay. It's always confusing me because I only wrote +1. So I need to do +5 is what I really need to do, so I stop getting confused.
Or you can just put +1 plus intelligence.
I need to do that. So I keep going, what do I add to this? So,
Well, so here's the problem, and I'm going to make fun of you for a second. I'm making sure this stays in the recording. The Artificer's one weakness is they have to have bookkeeping, a lot of bookkeeping. As Trinity's husband, Trinity is the worst bookkeeper of all time. I'm getting so many fingers right now. All right, roll your damage.
There, I just added +1, +4. 8.
All right, it is dead. You just smashed its head in. By the way, I've already decided that this character is going to be a lesson to get Trinity to start doing bookkeeping more. I might.
Why
get
do you think
stabbed
I'm gonna
next
work
week.
on my own D&D build so I can learn what the hell I'm doing better?
I'm probably gonna get stabbed tonight, but I don't care. It's worth it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I wouldn't go to sleep around her if I were you.
All right, so you guys got the meteor inside the bag of holding.
What's
The
the,
ogre is still there.
yeah,
It's a bit,
I was gonna say, I'm looking up at him like,
Yeah, they actually wrote this into the module. He is very apprehensive and looks like he's about ready to attack, but he also looks defensive. So there's a good chance what he's doing is if you attack him, he's going for you.
I'll just look up
Okay.
at him and say, "We were
How
never
far away-
here."
How far away is he?
From
From
you
where
pretty
I'm at.
far, but he's within like 100 feet of you.
Okay, I got a range of 120 feet.
Shh.
Don't do it.
Oh, I'll do it.
No.
I'm gonna do it.
There's no.
All right. I call out the word Nubes. And what will happen is that a 40-foot radius fog cloud will appear with him at the far end. So there's 80 feet of fog cloud between him and the edge of it. Let's go.
Everyone was ready for you to start another battle there.
I know they were, but it's going to take him some time to hit us with anything that's a beam, unless he wants to go through 80 feet of that stuff. Come on, let's go.
All right, so you guys get back to the ship, and it has now been moved so the gravity planes match one another, so you can get on without falling on
killing
your face.
ourselves.
The ground.
Yeah.
Go, 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 go. We got a book.
As you guys get in, Tardo screams through the hole, "Move!" And the ship begins to pull away. She looks at you guys and is like, well, looks like you guys were able to handle yourselves. Any mishaps happen?
No,
No
ma'am.
more than usual.
All right, so you guys get out to space and you're booking it back to Toril. After a few days, you're now only a couple days away from Toril. You guys have had to spend the journey both being exercised, and you get some downtime. Tarto is not forcing you constantly to prepare. She's giving you some time off so you can relax and enjoy yourselves. They brought some chess, if anyone would like to play that. But after a few days, all of a sudden, all of you feel the speed is reducing to the ship. And Sereth is like, that's a bit weird. We shouldn't be slowing down yet. I think we got an asteroid to port. Someone go check that out just to make sure.
I'll go look.
Okay.
Yeah, with your perception.
Yeah. There's big rocks in space.
It's
So
really dark.
going into the holodeck, you can actually see through one of the large ports. There is a asteroid just floating there. And I do need a perception check. And oh my god, I just saw the number. I feel bad now for the group.
There's a lot of space. I rolled a 1.
I roll a 6,
What
and
a-
that gives me an 11.
If anyone else went out with Agamas to check this, please roll a perception check.
I'll just say that I did
No.
go with him just because.
I stayed inside.
Oh, thank you,
I
Lord.
rolled a 1. This is not the fridge.
Nat 20.
I go back inside.
What did you get, Pena?
20.
20. Okay.
Well, 20 plus what your perception is.
Oh, well, then that's a 19.
What?
The one
How's
who
that
should be the most
possible?
What was
the
that?
one who should be the most perceptive can't notice a wall in front of them. The one that has
know.
the least amount of perception just saw this. Okay, so all of you see something first. All of you do see that there is this debris field of asteroids. Not very big, but it's small. And Pena, you all of a sudden notice something as one of the asteroids
That's not an
moves.
asteroid. That's a space station.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You guys are lucky I didn't throw a frickin' eye monger in this. It's basically a giant beholder that looks like an asteroid. Yeah, these things eat ships. As the asteroid just turns slightly, there's a glint of metal on that. Something else is there.
No, reported to the bosun that there's an asteroid with some form of metallic object on it.
The bosun quickly grabs her musket. Arm up, we might have an incoming, and joins you in the area. And then all of a sudden, something flies from behind the asteroid and comes up to you. And it's a very strange creature. It looks almost like a shark, but has 4 wings and a very sharp horn-like protrusion from its head.
Like a narwhal kind of horn, or?
No. It's almost taking up the entire size of the head.
Okay.
Basically, think more of a battering ram head.
Oh.
But it is pointed. But then you also see that someone is riding the creature. Everyone give me an intelligence check. Because you should be... You would have learned what the creature is. Okay, who got double digits? As
I got an
Pena
18.
puts his arms completely down.
I got
All right.
16.
All right, Val and Agamas. You know what this is. That is called a Star Lancer. It is generally a creature that never leaves the astral sea, but it can become a mount. And riding it is, in fact, an armored woman. What is it, actually? Oh, I accidentally moved everything, so I'm like, wait, that's not the section. My apologies. All right. You can see a Githyanki woman riding it. And she stops and goes, "Hail! I've come to retrieve something that has an interest to us. Please produce the human known as Myken Haverstance, and we'll let you go."
Nope, that's not my decision to make,
I look at
Commander.
Bosun and I'm like, ma'am.
She instantly, under her breath, goes, "These must be the people who paid Myken." She is now aiming her musket.
I see what decision's being made.
Mhm.
And Pena quickly also not draws, but aims his musket.
How far out is she?
She's actually pretty close. She's within the air pocket of the tyrant ship.
Okay, all right. I got 240 feet on my firebolt. So
We don't have him. He's not on board.
We know he's on that ship. Just turn him over, and the rest of my crew is not going to come over here.
I'll look around like she just said one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life and go, he was removed from the crew some days ago for being a spy.
Your intelligence is faulty.
As the look of what comes over her face?
Persuasion check.
You're going to do... What are you doing for the persuasion check?
Okay. And this isn't going to work unless you give me a hell of a bonus for my bullshit.
Well, what are you... Tell me what your bullshit is. I might give you a bonus.
Okay. My bullshit is that Merkin was caught murdering one of the crewmen. Basically, our immediate commander was taken into custody and was taken back to Toro for judgment. I do apologize. As you see, we are not in our original ship, but Merkin's presence is not here.
What's your persuasion?
Oh, a 10.
Well, good news. That insight check was an 8, so even if you were lying, they wouldn't know it. Before long, within a second, she quickly turns and gets back to the ship. And Tarto goes, "We might actually have a chance to catch him now." Quickly runs and goes, "After him!" But then all of a sudden, this large bug-like ship just takes off. And you recognize it as a damselfly. And she goes, "Now we know they're after Myken. We can set a trap." So your ship takes off and is now chasing after them. Who was Myken working for, and why are they so damn eager to get him back? The hunt for the truth is on. Will Squad 6 learn the answers? Will Agamas ever actually succeed on a perception check? Probably not on that last one, but I'm sure next episode, answers will be found. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep following up on this crazy campaign, and don't forget to tell your friends about us. Podcasts like us grow through word of mouth and survive through your interactions with us.